In the realm of Western cinema, few scenes evoke as much nostalgia as the classic showdown between a lawman and an outlaw, pistols drawn under the scorching sun. However, historical records reveal that such confrontations were exceedingly rare. The gritty realities of the Wild West often contrasted sharply with the romanticized portrayals. For instance, the demise of Wild Bill Hickok, gunned down from behind while engrossed in a game of cards, paints a darker, less honorable picture. These legendary gunfighters left behind a trail of violence and intrigue, shaping the narratives that would later captivate audiences in movies and pulp novels. Here, we delve into the annals of history to uncover the stories of 10 of the most renowned and lethal gunslingers of the Old West. These individuals not only left their mark on the landscape of the time, but also contributed to the enduring mystique of the American frontier. Number 10. James Wild Bill Hickok. Wild Bill. Hickok emerges as an enigmatic figure in the folklore of the American frontier, embodying the quintessential traits of an actor, gambler, lawman, and gunfighter. Revered for his exceptional marksmanship, Hickok's reputation as a preeminent gunslinger of his era is firmly entrenched in historical accounts. His journey commenced as a constable and courier for the Pony Express, where his innate talent with firearms began to garner attention. Notably, Hickok's prowess was solidified when he dispatched outlaw David McCanley's with astounding precision, striking him down from a staggering distance of 75 yards with a single, lethal shot. Among the myriad tales that punctuate his storied career, Hickok's involvement in a genuine Western-style quick-draw duel stands as a testament to his unparalleled skill and nerve. The fatal confrontation with Davis Tutt Jr. stemmed from a contentious dispute over gambling debts, immortalizing Hickok as a figure of mythic proportions. In the realm of law enforcement, Hickok's ascent to the position of sheriff in Ellis County, Kansas, marked a pivotal chapter in his saga. Renowned for his uncompromising approach to maintaining order, Hickok's tenure was inaugurated with a display of lethal force, purportedly claiming the lives of 2 individuals within his inaugural month. The intricacies of Wild Bill's exploits are steeped in historical intrigue, underscoring the complexities of life on the frontier during the tumultuous 19th century. His multifaceted persona embodies the dichotomy of heroism and ruthlessness that defined the era, leaving an indelible imprint on the collective consciousness of American folklore. While Wild Bill Hickok's life brimmed with legendary exploits, it is his demise that etches a prominent chapter in Western lore. The fateful event unfolded in Deadwood, South Dakota, during the fateful year of 1876. Engrossed in a game of poker, Hickok met his untimely end when a bullet from the pistol of gambler Jack McCall pierced the back of his head, allegedly in retribution for a prior offense. The circumstances surrounding Hickok's death have been subject to scrutiny and speculation, perpetuating a tapestry of myth and legend. According to prevailing accounts, Hickok, holding a hand of cards that included a pair of aces and eights, fell victim to the fatal shot, forever enshrining the combination as the dead man's hand in the legend of the Wild West. Delving deeper into the historical context, Hickok's assassination serves as a poignant reflection of the precarious nature of existence on the frontier. The incident epitomizes the volatility and lawlessness that characterized the era, where disputes often culminated in deadly violence, with justice meted out swiftly and mercilessly. Hickok's death reverberated throughout the frontier community, eliciting both sorrow and outrage among his contemporaries. The tragic conclusion to his storied life served as a stark reminder of the inherent dangers that lurked amidst the untamed expanses of the American West, where lives could be snuffed out in an instant, leaving behind a legacy steeped in blood and myth. Number 9. John Wesley Hardin. Throughout his relatively brief existence, renowned outlaw and gunslinger, John Wesley Hardin carved a notorious reputation as the most ruthless individual of the Old West, tallying a staggering death toll of no fewer than 42 individuals. Born into the household of a Methodist preacher, Hardin's predisposition for violence manifested early in his formative years, as evidenced by a chilling incident at the tender age of 14 when he fatally stabbed a fellow student within the confines of the schoolyard. By the age of 15, Hardin's penchant for bloodshed escalated dramatically as he mercilessly gunned down an ex-slave, further exacerbating his descent into infamy. Subsequently, he brazenly dispatched 3 Union soldiers, marking the commencement of his notorious spree before evading authorities by fleeing into the wilderness. Characterized by his audacious demeanor and an unyielding propensity for violence, Hardin earned notoriety for his trademark approach to confrontations, famously carrying 2 pistols ensconced in holsters affixed to his chest. These weapons served as instruments of death in his hands, enabling him to swiftly dispatch adversaries in a series of deadly gunfights following his flight from justice. Delving into the historical archives, the accounts of Hardin's exploits paint a vivid portrait of a figure consumed by a voracious appetite for destruction, leaving a trail of devastation in his wake. His notoriety as the most bloodthirsty outlaw of the era cemented his status as a fearsome icon of the Wild West, embodying the lawlessness and brutality that characterized the untamed frontier. At the age of 17, John Wesley Hardin found himself ensnared in the coils of the law, arrested for shooting the Texas city marshal. Despite his incarceration, Hardin's cunning and resourcefulness allowed him to procure a firearm while in jail, facilitating his escape when he seized the opportunity to eliminate one of his guards. This brazen act of violence propelled him once more into the shadows of the outlaw's life as he embarked on yet another flight from justice. Emerging as a figure of notoriety and fear, Hardin's reputation as a celebrated gunfighter preceded him as he ventured to Abilene, where he crossed paths with the legendary Wild Bill Hickok. Under the tutelage of the seasoned gunslinger, Hardin sought to refine his lethal skills, only to find himself compelled to depart the city under ignominious circumstances. Legend has it that his departure was hastened by a fatal altercation with a fellow lodger at his hotel, allegedly silenced due to the disturbance caused by the man's incessant snoring. The tumultuous trajectory of Hardin's life took a decisive turn at the age of 25 when he was finally apprehended by a relentless team of Texas Rangers. Subsequently, he faced the harsh retribution of the judicial system, enduring a protracted period of incarceration totaling 16 years before securing his freedom at the age of 41. Eager to reform and rehabilitate himself, Hardin embarked on a new chapter, immersing himself in the study of law and successfully passing the bar examination. However, the specter of his notorious past continued to haunt him, casting a long shadow over his newfound aspirations for redemption. In a tragic denouement, Hardin met his demise in 1895, succumbing to a gunshot wound inflicted by a lawman in the bustling streets of El Paso, Texas. Thus, the tumultuous saga of John Wesley Hardin, marked by violence, evasion, and ultimately a fleeting quest for redemption, came to a close, leaving behind a legacy etched in Western history. Number 8. John King Fisher. John King Fisher, a figure less illuminated in the annals of the Old West, but nevertheless marked by his penchant for violence, emerged onto the scene from a turbulent youth that landed him in and out of prison cells since the tender age of 16. Venturing into the tumultuous terrain of the early 1870s, Fisher's notoriety burgeoned as he aligned himself with a band of outlaws embarking on raids across the Mexican ranchlands. It was amidst these lawless exploits that Fisher's flamboyance found expression, characterized by his ostentatious attire bedecked in vibrant hues and the conspicuous display of twin ivory-handled pistols at his hips. Yet, beneath the veneer of sartorial extravagance lay a dark and violent undercurrent that defined Fisher's legacy. His name became synonymous with acts of brutality, notably when he ruthlessly dispatched 3 members of his own gang in a dispute over ill-gotten gains. The echoes of his deadly prowess reverberated further still as he swiftly exacted vengeance upon 7 Mexican pistoleros, cementing his reputation as a formidable and merciless gunslinger of the frontier. Delving deeper into historical records, Fisher's ascent into infamy reflects the turbulent milieu of the era, where lawlessness reigned supreme and individuals of dubious moral fiber seized opportunities amidst the chaos. His trajectory serves as a poignant reminder of the stark realities faced by those navigating the untamed expanses of the American West, where survival often hinged upon a razor's edge of violence and deception. In the tapestry of Western lore, John King Fisher emerges as a complex figure, simultaneously captivating and repugnant in his exploits. His story encapsulates the allure and peril of the frontier, where the line between heroism and villainy blurs, and the echoes of a bygone era continue to resonate in the annals of history. In one of his most legendary skirmishes, Fisher's prowess allegedly manifested in a confrontation with 4 Mexican cowboys, a tale steeped in the lore of the Wild West. The saga unfolds with Fisher's audacious strike, wielding a branding iron as his weapon of choice, incapacitating one of his adversaries in a single decisive blow. Swift as lightning, he outmaneuvered another foe, drawing his firearm with unparalleled speed and accuracy, dispatching him with lethal precision. Yet, it was Fisher's unrelenting brutality that truly etched his name into the annals of frontier infamy. With callous disregard for mercy, he turned his weapon upon 2 of the fallen cowboys' comrades, extinguishing their lives in a cold-blooded display of dominance. The echoes of his actions reverberated throughout the rugged landscapes of the West, as whispers of his exploits spread like wildfire, further fueling his fearsome reputation. However, the zenith of Fisher's notoriety would be met with a violent denouement in the fateful year of 1884. Ambushed amidst the dusty trails of frontier life, Fisher met his demise alongside the infamous Ben Thompson, ensnared in a deadly trap orchestrated by the vengeful Alice of a man previously felled in a fiery gun battle with Thompson. Delving deeper into the annals of history, Fisher's exploits serve as a microcosm of the tumultuous era in which he thrived. The narrative surrounding his life and death paint a vivid portrait of a bygone epoch defined by lawlessness and the relentless pursuit of survival. In the grand tapestry of Western lore, John King Fisher's legacy endures as a testament to the indomitable spirit of those who dared to tread the untamed frontiers of the American West, their stories woven into the fabric of a nation's history with threads of both valor and villainy. Number 7, Doc Holliday. John Henry Holliday, famously known as Doc Holliday, traversed a multifaceted path in life, transitioning from the realm of dentistry to the turbulent arenas of gambling, gunfighting, and camaraderie with the renowned lawman Wyatt Earp. Holliday's name became etched in history primarily due to his involvement in the infamous gunfight at the OK Corral in Tombstone, Arizona, an event steeped in the lore of the Wild West. Beyond the sensationalized tales that shroud his legacy, Holliday's reputation as a lethal gunslinger purportedly involved in numerous fatalities has long been a subject of debate among historians. While a folklore often paints him as a remorseless killer responsible for the demise of scores of men, modern scholarship offers a more nuanced perspective, suggesting that his actual body count may have been significantly lower, ranging from 1 to 3 individuals. The specter of tragedy loomed large over Holliday's formative years, marked by the untimely death of his mother due to tuberculosis when he was just 15. The loss left an indelible scar upon his psyche, instilling within him a profound fear of succumbing to the same fate. Motivated by a desire to evade the grim destiny that befell his mother, Holliday channeled his grief into academic pursuits, embarking on a rigorous path of study. Against the backdrop of personal turmoil, Holliday's journey led him to the hallowed halls of dental school in Philadelphia, where he immersed himself in the rigors of academia. Through unwavering dedication and perseverance, he emerged as a graduate in 1872, armed with the skills and knowledge to navigate the intricacies of his chosen profession. The convergence of tragedy, ambition, and adversity sculpted the contours of Holliday's character, transforming him from a grieving son into a formidable force within the tumultuous landscape of the American West. His Odyssey serves as a testament to the resilience of the human spirit in the face of adversity, illuminating the complexities of an individual whose legacy continues to captivate and intrigue generations of historians and enthusiasts alike. After traversing various locales, Holliday forged a bond with Wyatt Earp and his kin, cementing friendships that would profoundly shape his destiny. In 1880, he began moving to Tombstone to be near his friend Earp and fight bravely alongside him. Entwined in the fabric of friendship, Holliday found himself embroiled in the tumultuous events that unfolded in the wake of Morgan Earp's tragic demise, igniting a fiery feud between Wyatt Earp and the perpetrators of his brother's untimely end. In the crucible of conflict, Holliday rode alongside Earp, his unwavering loyalty fueling their relentless pursuit of justice, or perhaps vengeance, as the lines blurred amidst the chaos of the frontier. The ensuing years bore witness to a litany of violent encounters, each echoing with the resounding clang of gunfire and the bitter taste of bloodshed. Amidst the turmoil, the specter of tuberculosis cast its long shadow over Holliday's life, a relentless adversary that gnawed away at his vitality with each passing day. Despite his valiant efforts, the ravages of the disease eventually exacted their toll, confining him to the confines of a hotel room in Glenwood Springs, Colorado, where he breathed his last on November 8, 1887. Estranged from Earp in his final days, Holliday's solitary demise marked the culmination of a tumultuous existence fraught with both triumph and tragedy. The indelible imprint of Holliday's life continues to reverberate through the corridors of history, immortalized in the pages of countless books, and immortalized on the silver screen by the talents of esteemed actors. His enigmatic persona, marked by a kaleidoscope of contradictions, serves as a testament to the enduring allure of the Wild West, where heroes and villains blur into indistinct shadows, their stories woven into the tapestry of a bygone era. Number 6. Sam Bass. Sam Bass embarked on his journey with aspirations of an honest livelihood, harboring a modest dream of carving out a life as a cowboy in the vast expanse of Texas. Yet, despite his initial intentions, disillusionment soon clouded his path, prompting a swift departure from the ranching life after a single season. The transition from a humble farmer to a notorious outlaw may seem improbable to some, but for Bass, it unfolded with unsettling ease, as he seamlessly embraced a darker path. With a daring spirit and a penchant for risk-taking, Bass found himself drawn to the illicit allure of bank and stagecoach robbery. In the shadows of the frontier, he honed his skills, evolving into a proficient and audacious outlaw whose exploits would soon capture the imaginations of both admirers and adversaries alike. The allure of wealth and notoriety beckoned to Bass, tempting him down a treacherous road fraught with danger and uncertainty. In the pursuit of ill-gotten gains, he skirted the edges of legality, navigating the perilous terrain of lawlessness with a brazenness that belied his humble beginnings. His story, woven into the fabric of frontier lore, epitomizes the allure of rebellion and the seductive pull of the outlaw lifestyle, casting a long shadow over American history. Following a string of successful stagecoach heists, Sam Bass and his band of outlaws set their sights on grander pursuits, plotting daring train robberies to satiate their appetite for wealth and notoriety. Their audacious endeavor culminated in the infamous Union Pacific Gold Train heist, a brazen act of thievery that remains unparalleled in the annals of the railroad's history. With their coffers overflowing with ill-gotten gains exceeding $60,000, Bass and his cohorts solidified their status as legendary figures of the Wild West, their exploits immortalized in the lore of frontier banditry. However, the tides of fortune proved fickle for Bass and his gang, as they found themselves ensnared in a deadly confrontation with the relentless pursuit of justice embodied by the Texas Rangers. In that situation, the Rangers confronted Bass and his accomplices on the fateful journey to rob a small bank in Round Rock. Amidst the chaos of the ensuing skirmish, Bass suffered grievous wounds, his body battered and broken by the righteous fury of law enforcement. 2 days later, on what would have been his 27th birthday, Bass succumbed to his injuries, his life extinguished in a blaze of infamy and tragedy. His untimely demise marked the denouement of a storied career punctuated by audacious heists and narrow escapes, leaving behind a legacy that continues to captivate the imaginations of historians and enthusiasts alike. The tale of Sam Bass serves as a poignant reminder of the perilous allure of outlawry, where the pursuit of wealth and notoriety inexorably leads to a reckoning with the forces of law and order. Number 5. Bass Reeves. Bass Reeves, a man of multifaceted talents and remarkable resilience, defied the shackles of slavery to carve out a legacy as one of the most formidable lawmen of the American frontier. Hailing from a diverse background, Reeves's linguistic prowess extended to Cherokee and Creek, reflecting his deep-rooted connection to the indigenous cultures of the land he patrolled as a deputy U.S. Marshal. Venturing into the untamed expanses west of the Mississippi River, Reeves confronted a veritable maelstrom of criminal activity in the rough terrain of the Indian Territory. The lawless landscape teemed with a motley assortment of nefarious characters, from horse thieves and cattle rustlers to gunslingers and bandits, presenting a formidable challenge to those tasked with upholding the rule of law. Undeterred by the perilous nature of his duties, Reeves embarked on a relentless crusade against lawlessness, amassing an impressive tally of over 3,000 arrests throughout his storied career. Remarkably, despite the inherent dangers of his profession, Reeves exercised restraint in the use of lethal force, with only 14 recorded instances of him resorting to such drastic measures in the line of duty. Yet, amidst the backdrop of his illustrious career, Reeves was not immune to the capricious hand of fate. A series of tragedies punctuated his life's journey, from a fateful court case stemming from an accidental shooting to the heartbreaking loss of his first wife, Nellie Jenny, in 1896. Perhaps most poignantly, Reeves found himself compelled to apprehend his own son, Benjamin "Benny" Reeves, who stood accused of murder, an ordeal that tested the limits of familial duty and professional obligation. Despite the adversities he faced, his son ultimately found redemption, emerging from his incarceration to lead a life of exemplary citizenship. A testament to the enduring legacy of a man who transcended the boundaries of race and circumstance to leave an indelible mark on American history. Bass Reeves, the renowned lawman of the American frontier, confronted a host of notorious outlaws during his storied career, standing as a bulwark against the tide of lawlessness that plagued the untamed landscapes of the West. Armed with the Winchester models 1873 and 1892, versatile firearms capable of firing dual-purpose handgun rifle cartridges, Reeves wielded his weapons with precision and skill, emerging victorious in numerous encounters with the criminal element. Among the rogues' gallery of outlaws that Reeves encountered, none were more notorious than Jim Webb, a wanted fugitive known for his ruthless exploits. In a display of courage and determination, Reeves tracked down and confronted Webb, ultimately bringing the outlaw to justice with a well-aimed shot from his trusty Winchester rifle. Yet Webb was not the only menace to cross paths with Reeves in his pursuit of justice. Willie Bier, a murderer and horse thief of considerable repute, found himself ensnared in the long arm of the law as Reeves and his posse apprehended Bear and his gang, including the likes of John Simmons and Sam Lasley. In a testament to his unyielding resolve, Reeves meted out justice swiftly and decisively, ensuring that those who dared to flout the law faced the consequences of their actions. In frontier lore, one confrontation stands out as particularly emblematic of Reeves's prowess as a lawman. Facing off against the Creek desperado Frank Buck in a harrowing gunfight, Reeves emerged victorious, dispatching his adversary with a single well-placed shot. The encounter solidified Reeves's reputation as a formidable force for law and order in the wild and lawless territories of the West. Reeves's indelible legacy extends far beyond the realm of historical record, permeating popular culture through various mediums such as television shows, films, novels, poems, and books. Honored for his contributions to the establishment of law and order in the American frontier, Reeves was posthumously inducted into the Texas Trail of Fame. In recognition of his service and sacrifice, a bronze statue immortalizing Reeves was erected in Pendergraft Park in Fort Smith, Arkansas, paying tribute to the legendary lawman's legacy. Additionally, the Bass Reeves Memorial Bridge in Oklahoma stands as a testament to his enduring influence, serving as a reminder of the courage and dedication exemplified by one of the West's most iconic figures. Number 4. Dallas Stoudenmaier. While not as widely celebrated as Wild Bill Hickok or Wyatt Earp, Dallas Stoudenmaier commanded respect as a formidable lawman during the tumultuous era of the American West, renowned for his prowess in the deadly art of gunfighting. After being wounded several times while fighting in the Civil War, Stoudenmaier moved to the lawless city of El Paso, Texas, to work as sheriff. Barely 3 days into his tenure, Stoudenmaier found himself thrust into the crucible of conflict in what would later be immortalized as the 4 dead in 5 seconds gunfight, a legendary showdown that tested his mettle and cemented his reputation as a gunslinger without peer. In a display of unparalleled skill and nerve, Stoudenmaier dispatched 3 adversaries with deadly precision, earning him both acclaim and infamy in equal measure. Yet, even in the aftermath of his triumph, the specter of violence loomed ominously over Stoudenmaier's newfound role as sheriff. In a chilling demonstration of the lawlessness that pervaded the frontier, friends of the fallen sought retribution, enlisting the aid of a hapless drunk to carry out a brazen assassination attempt on the newly minted lawman. However, fate intervened on Stoudenmaier's behalf as he swiftly turned the tables on his would-be assassin, confronting him with a steely resolve that left no room for mercy. In a hail of gunfire, Stoudenmaier exacted justice with ruthless efficiency, dispatching his assailant in a blaze of gunfire that echoed through the streets of El Paso. The Saga of Dallas. Stoudenmaier stands as a testament to the indomitable spirit of those who dared to enforce the rule of law in the untamed territories of the West. Through a combination of skill, determination, and sheer force of will, Stoudenmaier carved out a legacy as one of the most feared and respected lawmen of his generation, leaving an indelible mark on frontier history. The events that transpired in the aftermath of the 4 dead in 5 seconds gunfight marked only the commencement of a relentless and bloody crusade for Dallas Stoudenmaier during his tenure as sheriff. In the span of less than a year following these harrowing encounters, Stoudenmaier found himself embroiled in a series of deadly skirmishes, claiming the lives of as many as 6 additional adversaries in violent gunfights waged in the name of upholding the law. With each confrontation, Stoudenmaier's reputation as a fearless and formidable lawman grew, solidifying his status as one of the most feared enforcers of justice in the vast expanse of Texas. Yet, despite his formidable reputation and seemingly indomitable spirit, Stoudenmaier's luck eventually waned, as the inexorable march of fate caught up with him in the fateful year of 1882. A routine discussion with a group of adversaries spiraled into a deadly confrontation, culminating in a ferocious gunfight that left Stoudenmaier grievously wounded, having sustained 3 gunshot wounds in the brutal exchange of gunfire. The tragic demise of Dalles Staudenmire serves as a somber reminder of the precarious nature of life on the frontier, where the line between order and chaos, life and death, hung precariously in the balance. His legacy endures as a testament to the unforgiving realities faced by those who dared to uphold the law in the lawless expanses of the American West, their stories woven into the fabric of a bygone era fraught with danger, violence, and untold sacrifice. Number 3. Clay Allison. Clay Allison, characterized by his volatile temperament and erratic behavior, remains a figure shrouded in infamy within the Old West. Renowned as both a gunfighter and an outlaw, Allison's reputation for unbridled violence and unpredictability has cemented his legacy as one of the most notorious figures of his time. Although he once bore arms for the Confederacy during the Civil War, his military service was abruptly cut short due to a head injury that triggered a descent into madness, resulting in increasingly erratic conduct. Historians have pointed to this traumatic brain injury as a pivotal factor in understanding Allison's shocking and often barbaric actions. Indeed, his infamous deed of beheading a man who he suspected of murder and brazenly parading the severed head into a local saloon stands as a chilling testament to the depths of his depravity and instability. Such gruesome acts, while shocking to modern sensibilities, were unfortunately not uncommon in the lawless frontier where justice was often meted out with swift and brutal force. In the pantheon of Old West outlaws, Clay Allison occupies a unique and often perplexing position, his legacy colored by equal parts violence and ambiguity. As historians continue to sift through the layers of myth and legend that surround his name, the enigmatic figure of Allison serves as a poignant reminder of the complexities and contradictions that define the human experience, even amidst the lawless expanse of the American frontier. Following the incident that solidified his reputation as one of the most lethal figures of his era, Clay Allison continued to engage in a series of deadly encounters with fellow gunslingers. Among these skirmishes, perhaps the most renowned occurred during a confrontation with the outlaw Chunk Colbert. Sharing a meal together, tensions escalated when Colbert drew his weapon on Allison, prompting the latter to swiftly retaliate by fatally shooting him in the head. In the aftermath of this fateful encounter, many were perplexed by Allison's decision to break bread with a man intent on ending his life. When questioned about his actions, Allison famously quipped, "I wouldn't want to send a man to hell on an empty stomach." This enigmatic response epitomizes the complex and paradoxical nature of Allison's character, simultaneously embodying both ruthlessness and a twisted sense of honor. Despite the relentless danger that pervaded his existence, Allison's demise ultimately came in a manner that was both ironic and anticlimactic. In 1887, he met his end not in a blaze of gunfire, but rather in a mundane accident, falling from a wagon and succumbing to a broken neck. The stark contrast between his violent reputation and his unceremonious demise serves as a sobering reminder of the capriciousness of fate. Indeed, even in death, Allison's legacy continues to intrigue and mystify. His gravestone, adorned with the inscription, "Clay Allison, Gentleman, Gunfighter. He never killed a man that did not need killing," offers a glimpse into the complex mythology that surrounds his life and deeds. In death as in life, Clay Allison remains an enigmatic figure, forever enshrined in frontier lore as both a feared gunslinger and a curious paradox of violence and virtue. Number 2. Wyatt Earp. Wyatt Berry. Stap Earp, a quintessential figure of the American West, led a life characterized by a restless pursuit of adventure and fortune. A man of many hats, Earp's endeavors ranged from law enforcement and mining to gambling, saloon keeping, and real estate dealings as he traversed the rugged landscapes of the frontier in search of opportunity and excitement. Renowned as a famed lawman, Earp's reputation transcends the confines of mere legend, with his name synonymous with the storied lore of the Wild West. Yet, beneath the veneer of law and order, lay a formidable gunslinger whose prowess instilled fear in the hearts of bandits and outlaws across the frontier. Earp's career unfolded against the backdrop of a tumultuous era marked by the rapid expansion of the American West and the lawlessness that often accompanied it. From the bustling boom towns of Wichita and Dodge City to the notorious enclave of Tombstone, Earp's journey took him to the very heart of the frontier's most lawless domains, where he served as sheriff and participated in some of the most legendary gunfights of the 1800s. However, Earp's legacy is not without controversy, as his actions and alliances have been scrutinized and debated by historians and enthusiasts alike. While celebrated as a champion of justice by some, others have questioned the extent of his adherence to the law and the morality of his methods. Wyatt Earp's legacy is indelibly linked to his pivotal role in the infamous gunfight at the OK Corral, an event that unfolded amidst the dusty streets of Tombstone, Arizona, on October 26, 1881. Lasting a mere 30 seconds, this dramatic confrontation pitted the semi-outlaw group known as the Cowboys against the formidable alliance of Earp and his brothers, Virgil and Morgan, alongside the infamous Doc Holliday. Widely regarded as the quintessential showdown of the American Wild West, the gunfight at the OK Corral remains etched in history as a defining moment of frontier lore. In a flurry of gunfire and chaos, the clash culminated in a tragic outcome. Tom and Frank McClory, along with Billy Clanton, fell victim to the deadly barrage, while Earp and his brothers sustained injuries of their own, and Doc Holliday narrowly escaped unscathed. The aftermath of the gunfight reverberated far beyond the confines of Tombstone, solidifying Wyatt Earp's reputation as one of the most formidable and feared gunmen of his era. His steely resolve and unwavering courage in the face of danger elevated him to the status of a fearless Western hero, immortalized in countless novels and films that romanticized the mythos of the American frontier. Yet behind the veil of legend lies a more nuanced portrait of Earp's life and deeds. While celebrated as a champion of justice by some, others have cast doubt upon the righteousness of his actions and the extent of his involvement in the violent conflicts that punctuated his career. The true nature of Earp's legacy continues to be the subject of spirited debate among historians and enthusiasts alike, underscoring the enduring fascination with one of the most enigmatic figures of the Old West. Number 1. Billy the Kid. Henry McCarty, famously known as William H. Bonney or Billy the Kid, embarked on a life of crime that began with minor offenses, such as petty theft and horse stealing. However, his notoriety escalated dramatically when, at the tender age of 18, he allegedly committed his first homicide. The year 1877 marked a significant turning point in McCarty's criminal career, as he became embroiled in the tumultuous conflict known as the Lincoln County War. During the Lincoln County War, McCarty was deputized and joined a group of lawmen known as the Regulators, tasked with apprehending a faction of corrupt businessmen accused of the murder of an innocent rancher. Yet the Regulators soon garnered a reputation for their indiscriminate violence, as they adopted increasingly ruthless tactics in pursuit of their targets. Far from upholding the law, McCarty and his comrades descended into lawlessness themselves, earning the label of outlaws. Unfazed by their newfound status as bandits, the Regulators embarked on a bloody rampage, leaving a trail of death and destruction in their wake. In a chilling display of their ruthlessness, they were implicated in the deaths of 3 individuals within the span of just 3 days, including a sheriff and his deputy. However, amidst the tales of bloodshed and lawlessness, the true extent of McCarty's culpability remains shrouded in myth and speculation. While he undoubtedly played a central role in the violent events of the Lincoln County War, the complexities of his character and motivations defy easy categorization. The dissolution of the Regulators marked a pivotal moment in Billy the Kid's tumultuous saga, as law enforcement authorities endeavored to dismantle the notorious band of outlaws. Despite the group's disbandment, Billy the Kid managed to evade capture, evading the long arm of the law through cunning and guile. Undeterred by the threat of apprehension, he forged alliances with fellow desperados, forming a new gang that further solidified his reputation as a formidable and elusive outlaw. Billy the Kid's notoriety reached new heights following a brazen act of violence in a New Mexico saloon where he gunned down a gambler in cold blood. This audacious display of lethal force only served to enhance his reputation as a dangerous and unpredictable adversary, instilling fear in those who dared to cross his path. Despite his knack for evading capture, Billy the Kid's luck eventually ran out when he found himself once again in the clutches of the law. Sentenced to death for his crimes, he seized a fleeting opportunity for escape, overpowering his guards and fleeing into the unforgiving wilderness. For 3 months he remained at large, pursued relentlessly by Sheriff Pat Garrett and his deputies, until fate finally caught up with him in a dramatic showdown. In a confrontation shrouded in darkness, Billy the Kid met his demise at the hands of Sheriff Pat Garrett and his posse, bringing an end to his reign of terror and lawlessness. While the precise tally of his victims remains a subject of debate and speculation, Billy the Kid's legend endures as a quintessential embodiment of the outlaw ethos, immortalized in Western legend. In the Old West, the legacy of its gunslingers burns brightly. From legendary lawmen to notorious outlaws, these figures left an indelible mark on history. In our exploration of the top 10 deadliest gunslingers, we've journeyed through tales of bravery, infamy, and raw skill with a revolver. As we conclude our examination, we're reminded of the enduring fascination with this era and the individuals who shaped it. Their stories, filled with triumphs and tragedies, continue to captivate imaginations, serving as a testament to the enduring allure of the Wild West.